Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. This is Dr. Ray. If you're new to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you've been on my channel before, please like, share this video. So today we are talking about the breast cancer survivor story. And it's actually my personal story. And I hope that this story helps someone else. I'd like to also intro myself for those of you who don't know me. I am Dr. Ray. I am an acute care physician. I am your gut health strategist and your wellness activator, as well as your home-based business mogul coach. I am a breast cancer survivor. It'll be 10 years that I've been cancer-free on December 16th this year. And it was a hard journey. I am not happy that I had breast cancer, but I'm happy for the lessons that I learned in the process of being diagnosed with breast cancer. So, just to be honest and transparent, when I first got my diagnosis of breast cancer, I was devastated. I was devastated, as I can imagine you would expect. But the first thoughts that went through my mind, now keep in mind I'm a physician and I have been a pharmacist, and you know, I have a medical background. But the first thing I thought when I got my diagnosis is I'm going to die. I'm going to die, and I am going to leave my 2-year-old son behind. I had had multiple miscarriages, and I was an older mom, and so now I finally have this 2-year-old that he was an absolute joy, and I was enjoying every minute of being a mom, and then it was going to be all gone, and I was thinking to myself, what am I going to leave behind for him? So when I had my mammogram, and I actually wasn't due for my mammogram, my family and I love to travel, so we were on actually Thanksgiving, yeah, Thanksgiving, on a November cruise, and my husband and son were up on the Lido deck. You know, my son was like, well, he was close to 2. Yeah, he was like 20 months old or something like that, and my husband and son were on the upper deck. They were on the Lido deck, and they were getting some food, and I was down in the cabin, and I was taking a shower. And when I stepped out of the shower, I looked at myself. You know, you look at yourself, you know, get out of the shower, and I go, my right breast looks different to me. I'm like, okay. So I immediately went ahead, even though it wasn't my scheduled time to do my monthly breast exam, I said, well, let me just go ahead and do it now. So I went ahead and did my exam, and sure enough, I felt something different. So I'd seen something different, I felt something different, and here I am on this cruise. So I went upstairs to speak with my husband, and I'm like, I think I have breast cancer. He's like, what? What? Late? All you were supposed to do was go to the cabin and take a shower. Like, what is going on? I'm like, look, my breast doesn't feel right to me. Now, keep in mind, at this time, I did have a well, let me think. Yeah, my mom had just gone through the month before being diagnosed with breast cancer. But a little side note, our breast cancers were different. So it wasn't even genetically based, you know, our individual breast cancers. But so my mom, a little backstory there, she had just been diagnosed. I'm like, oh, crap. Now I got it. So he's like, calm down. When we get back home, make an appointment, go get it checked on. So I went and made an appointment to get it checked on. And, you know, I am a physician. And so the people I were seeing were colleagues of mine. And I think they wanted to downplay it because here they are with a colleague that's about to get a diagnosis that's going to change her life. So I think that they were really trying to avoid the reality of it. So they were like, oh, okay, well, we can do a little a little piece, a biopsy. A little piece, a little biopsy, see what it is, and move on from there. And I'm like, no, I want you to take the whole entire lump out, which is what we had seen on the ultrasound and the mammogram. So take the whole entire lump out. I was dealing with male colleagues, and no disparagement to them. They were like, oh, well, if you take the lump out and it's benign, it's going to disfigure your breast, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I don't care. I would rather have a disfigured breast and survive than have a normal looking breast laying in a casket. Just facts. So we had the lump removed, and before I did that, there are some details in here that I'm really thinking to myself this time, I really need to do a workbook, because there were so many things that happened, and I don't want to take a terrible long amount of time. Maybe I'll need to do another part to this, but there's several steps I went through, but I wound up having a lumpectomy. On the lumpectomy, they did cell studies, right? They studied the tissue that was removed from my breast. And when they did that, they were like, well, it's really good. We went ahead and removed the entire lump because some parts of it were benign and some parts of it were cancer. I can't stress to you enough, especially my women of color, be your own best advocate. If I had gone with their recommendations and had worried more about the appearance of my breast than my overall health, I might have gotten the wrong diagnosis. So if something in you is telling you, go ahead and get the lump removed, get the lump removed. So after they got the cell studies back and found out I had some parts of it that were cancerous, I did decide to have chemotherapy and to have radiation after. I went through about 6 months of chemotherapy with 2 different agents. All the details really don't matter, but some of it is that it caused a lot of side effects, as you can imagine. Surprisingly, it didn't cause as many side effects with me as I've seen with some other people. So I didn't have any problems with anemia. I didn't have any problems with my immune system. My immune system actually stayed strong. My oncologist, he was a hoot, would always say, like, I don't know what your bone marrow is made out of, but it's some good stuff. And if we could put it in a bottle and sell it, it would be amazing. And being a woman of color, that has many implications. I'm sure he didn't mean any of that, but you know what I mean, because some cells from that, don't worry, that's a background noise. Some women's cells were taken and used for lots of scientific inventions and innovations. And anyway, I digress. So anywho, went through the chemotherapy, had lots of side effects with that. I got the port. I had the port placed. I'm so happy I had the port placed. I'm so glad I didn't have to get stuck over and over again. There's all kinds of little tips and tricks that I used in order to get through my chemotherapy successfully. Also to the radiation. That radiation was actually harder, which is crazy to me, right? You would think like the poison's going into your body, it's bad enough, which it is bad enough, but the radiation was worse, and it was only 6 weeks. I think the radiation being worse is because it was every day. Every day. My chemotherapy was like every 3 weeks, but my radiation was every day for 6 weeks. So it was brutal, but I am so grateful that I made it through all of that. And I'm 10 years out. I'm very grateful for that as well. But I wanted to give you all a little bit of history of my breast cancer survivor story, because I don't feel like there's enough of us telling their stories as to things that help them get through, things that were critical to understand in their journey. And like I said, I'm looking at right now, looking at getting a workbook put together for women and, those men as well who were affected with breast cancer, because I don't think we really get the inside track of what is this going to look like? How is this going to affect me? What can I anticipate from someone who's walked that journey? We often get it from oncologists, cancer specialists. We'll get it occasionally from breast cancer organizations. But what about the people who've actually been there, done that, have the t-shirt? You know what I mean? So if you would be interested in a workbook, not necessarily for yourself, I hope not ever, but you might need that workbook. Would you find a workbook useful to go through something like that? Because I think it is so important to have your resources at hand when you're going through a critical life event like that. So if you would like to get a hold of my upcoming workbook, please sign up for our email list so we can get that to you. And in the subject line, put cancer workbook. I know it's a heavy topic, but if we don't talk about these things ahead of time, if they should happen, we're not prepared. So let's be better prepared. I hope this Breast Cancer Awareness 2020 series has been of value to you. And if so, if you've not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to my channel. And if you have subscribed to my channel, thank you. And if you have, please like, if you haven't yet, please like, share, and comment on my video, because I do these for you. And I want to make certain I'm bringing you content that's valuable. So this has been Dr. Ray. I am your acute care physician, #1 gut health strategist, wellness activator, and home-based business mogul coach. You deserve to be in your best health, and that starts in your gut. Yes, your gut. And I help my team members and clients take control and optimize their good gut health so that they can have higher quality lives. I do that with my nutritional supplements and next level concierge coaching services. So I will see you next time. Bye.